Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Samira and September TBR. I know many bookstagrammers consider September as the beginning of the fall season and that affects their TBR. My TBR is still in the middle ground. I don't know if it's summer vibes or it's fall vibes. It's somewhere in between, honestly. Because in my culture, fall doesn't exactly start until the 23rd of September. So I'm still not feeling the fall vibes yet. So this is still not a fall vibe kind of TBR because it's very warm here. The first book on my TBR is not going to be a surprise because it's a continuation of what I've been reading before. I'm going to be reading The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan, the second book in the Wheel of Time series. I finished the first book. I'm really loving it. I mean, the vibes, the nostalgia, it's what I wanted right now. Now, I don't know what I can tell you about the story without spoiling it because it's the second book. I always have problem with that. Here's what I can tell you. The Great Hunt was published in 1990. It's 705 pages and it has a rating of 4.26 on Goodreads. The same early synopsis we had for The Eye of the World is gonna work with The Great Hunt too. The wheel of time turns and ages come and pass. What was, what will be, and what is may yet fall under the shadow. I think I'm gonna read The Great Hunt a lot faster than the first book because at this point I know a little bit more about the story. The first book in these kind of fantasy series is always a bit slower for me, a bit more confusing because I'm trying to dissect things. I'm trying to understand what's going on in this world, who are these characters, and at this point on their journey I know the main characters well enough that I think I'm gonna fly through The Great Hunt because I'm really invested in this story. I actually like that Robert Jordan was so inspired by The Lord of the Rings because I'm a big Tolkien fan and I really love that. I don't care how many parallels I'm gonna see at the beginning of the book. It's fine. It has that epic fantasy vibe that I enjoy so much in books. The characters coming together, the group traveling in this vast world trying to accomplish something. I really like that in fantasy books. So I don't know what else I can tell you without spoiling. I can tell you this much that we're still following Grand Althor and his companions as they continue on their journey and the world is expanding. We're understanding a lot more about the magic of this world, a lot more about the different places and their different cultures, and I'm enjoying it very much. Alright, I don't think I can tell you anymore. So on to the next book. The second book on my list is also another continuation of the previous month. I'm reading Wundersmith, The Calling of Morrigan by Jessica Townsend. This is book 2 in the Nevermore series. It was published in 2018, has a rating of 4.49 and it's 467 pages. It's about the same length as the previous book. Now, to be honest, at this point that I'm recording this video, I'm still not finished with the book 1. I'm very close to finishing it and I'm enjoying it. So I think I'm probably going to continue with the second book as soon as I finish that one. I don't know, but I think I will, so I'm putting it here. So these books are about this 11-year-old girl called Morrigan who's cursed to die at her birthday because she was born on Eventide. Now, because she's cursed, Morrigan is considered unlucky and she's blamed by everyone for every misfortune that happens around her. So Morrigan escapes death and goes to a magical world and has to face trials there, and the story continues. This is not spoilers, it's all in the synopsis of the first book, just so you know, but I don't think I can tell you anything more because, yeah. And I think it's perfect for this season too, now that I think about it. Alright, so fantasy aside, my third book is actually sci-fi. I've been meaning to read sci-fi for so long, and I finally decided what's the best book for me to start my sci-fi journey. I'm gonna be reading All Systems Red by Martha Wells, first book in the Murderbot Diaries. This book was published in 2017. It has a rating of 4.16 on Goodreads, and it's just 144 pages, so that's the perfect amount of pages for me to start reading sci-fi with. Because, you know, I'm scared. I had my eye on the Murderbot Diaries for years now because he's sassy. I heard this Murderbot guy has an attitude, and that's the main reason I'm gonna read these books because I've heard so many good things about it and I'm really here for the sass. Now, the synopsis starts with this sentence: as a heartless killing machine, I was a complete failure. In a corporate-dominated, spacefaring future, planetary missions must be approved and supplied by the company. For their own safety, exploratory teams are accompanied by company-supplied security androids. I think the story starts on a distant planet. A team of scientists have gone there to, conduct surface tests, and they're accompanied by this company-supplied android who's gonna, I think, be their security. Now, this android is a self-aware sec unit who has hacked its own governor module and refers to itself, never out loud, as Murderbot. Scornful of humans, all Murderbot wants is to be left alone long enough to figure out who it is, but when a neighboring mission goes dark, it's up to the scientists and Murderbot to get to the truth. So I'm really here for the attitude of this Murderbot guy, and I think this is gonna be a success for me to jump into sci-fi. And of course, the door is open if I want to continue with the series, if I want to continue with the second book in the Murderbot Diaries, because these are very short. I think all of them are around 150 pages. So I might read the second one too, I don't know yet. Last month, I decided to stop reading romance for a while, but apparently I can't right now because I have my mind set on reading this book, and I think I have to put it here because I might pick it up in the next few days even. Fourth on the list is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This book came out this year in June. It's 389 pages and it has a rating of 4.21. Okay, now Ali Hazelwood is one of the romance authors that I actually like a lot because of her writing style, because of her smart way of putting sentences together. I really enjoy her books, not maybe 5-star ratings, but I find myself reaching for her new books all the time. So the story goes like this. The many lives of theoretical physicist Elsie Hanaway have finally caught up with her. By day, she's an adjunct professor toiling away at grading labs and teaching thermodynamics in the hopes of landing tenure. By other day, Elsie made up for her non-existent paycheck by offering her services as a fake girlfriend, tapping into her expertly honed people-pleasing skills to embody whichever version of herself the client needs. Okay. Honestly, it's a pretty sweet gig until her carefully constructed Elsieverse comes crashing down because Jack Smith, the annoyingly attractive and broody older brother of her favorite client, turns out to be the cold-hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. This is what this story is about. There's fake dating, and even though the fake dating is not with the main character, but still. And I think this is another one of those books where he falls first, which is another one of my favorite tropes. So here it is. I'm going to read it this month. And of course, last on the list, you probably know what it is if you've been watching my TBRs. It's the manga One Piece, which I think is going to be here forever, even though I'm only starting the journey. But yeah, I think it's going to be here a while. I'm going to be reading volume 10 in the month of September, and I don't know how many volumes I'm going to read, but we'll see. So for this TBR, I try to keep the number of the books low because most of them are series and I may continue with them. It's an open TBR. I wanted to put more books in here, but I think it's wiser to leave it at that. So these were the 5 books I'm going to be reading in the month of September. Tell me in the comments if you read any of these books. Tell me what you think about them, if you want to read any of them. I'm always open to book recommendations from you guys, so if you have recommendations in sci-fi and horror genre, I'd really appreciate hearing them. Thank you for watching today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Happy reading. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.